Hello and welcome to the short Vort on Parsha Shemini. This week's edition is dedicated to Zecher Nishmas, Rebbe Yaakov Getzel ben Yechiel Michal, Rebbe Yaakov Rosenblatt of Yeshiva Keser Torah. As his son said today at the Levaya, that his father always had a positive bracha to give people of Hagefen, which stands for Hey Hatzlacha, success, Gimel for Gesund, for health, Pay for Panasa, financial success, and Nun for Nachas, enjoying and appreciating what you have, whether it's children, grandchildren, etc. And so he always kept it positive, but he was a very outgoing person who did a lot of kiruv and so much more. It's available on Torah anytime, over 500 shiurim, and he really enjoyed giving those. Today's Vort will be based on Rav Pam on Chumash and Perek Yud Aleph. The Torah is talking about the kosher animals, and specifically two non-kosher animals. We know that the rule, the sign of a kosher animal is two things. One, it has to have split hooves, and two, it has to chew its cud. It needs both. If it only has one, that's not enough. The animal won't be kosher. So in Perek Yud Aleph in Vayikra, it talks about first the gamal, the camel, which chews its cud but doesn't have split hooves, and it also talks about the chazir, the pig, that has split hooves but doesn't chew its cud. The commentators say, why does the Torah bother mentioning these animals if they're not kosher anyhow, even if they have one thing that would make them one of the positive signs? So we learn from this an important lesson, says Rav Pam, another of the Bali Musar, that when it comes to giving Musar, reproof to someone, whether you're a teacher, you're a parent, or someone else that you're communicating some negative news or feedback to someone, is start off with the positive, focus on the good, and then you can also add the area that needs improvement. And the lesson comes from this pasuk in the Torah, where the pasuk didn't have to mention the positives, but what it does is, by each of these animals, it says the positive first. One chews the cud but doesn't have split hooves. The other one says, well, it has split hooves but doesn't chew its cud. So it's trying to give the positive spin on it, and that's a lesson for us to use. Rav Pam tells a story about when he was in the beginning of his career, and he was telling, there was a chashuv Rav whose son was in his class, and he was giving feedback about the son that he's doing well, but he's not fulfilling his potential. He's not being diligent enough. So the father said, all right, let me call in my son. And Rav Pam got nervous, like, uh-oh, maybe I shouldn't have put it that way. But what the father did was the father said, your Rebbe says that you're doing well, but if you tried a little bit harder, you could really be excellent. And the son took this positive lesson, the positive spin on it, and he actually showed a lot of improvement. Had the father focused on the negative, then chas v'shalom, he would have been upset at the Rav Pam, as well as from his father, and perhaps wouldn't have improved at all, and even might have gone in the wrong direction. So therefore, we see an example of the power of positivity. So you can click on one of the short vorts either for last week or for the playlist on Shemini, as well as click on the D to subscribe on YouTube for the short vort and get a notification every week. So thank you for listening. Have a wonderful week and a wonderful Shabbos.